Hey everybody, welcome back to another Stone Face Reactions. I'm Griffin, that's Theta, and we're watching some Legend of the Galactic Heroes. We got a comment here today, so let's see what people got to say. We got Listener Josh from the Patreon for the episode Interlude saying, I do really love how few reasonable members of the Alliance have immediately recognized this is an awful plan and are focused on losing as little as possible. If all goes exactly as planned, then this would be a decisive blow that permanently breaks the Empire, but the plan is so flimsy. As Yang says, the core of their entire plan is this idea that every Imperial citizen is eager to be free and join their cause. They expect to be welcomed onto every planet as heroes and receive all the aid that they could want in their conquests. A foolish idea, not exactly unfamiliar to our world. History is full of nations and attacked an enemy expecting to find supporting citizens. Usually, those don't always go as planned. That does really sound familiar. I have this feeling like an Operation Freedom or something. No, nothing like that could have ever happened.
Well, it couldn't be because I was successful. I recall there was a banner and everything.
It was not exactly as planned,
Look,
but
look, Griff, they don't print banners for anything.
I believe the real world thing is like during the Iraq War, the literal justification was as soon as we start rolling on in there, they'll welcome us as heroes. And yeah, no, that's not how it
To
works.
be fair, have you ever watched Charlie Wilson's War?
No, I haven't. How's that one go?
That's the one where Tom Hanks plays Charlie Wilson. Um,
Hmm.
it's kind of like semi-autobiographical. I don't know. Someone's probably gonna come in the comments. Well, you see, they misconstrued this and this or whatever. But the point was that Charlie Wilson kind of led the whole we have to enter Iraq or and Iran and the whole Middle East to do X, X, and X.
Uh-huh,
But he
uh-huh.
also implicitly stated, in the manner of goals, that we also have to aid them in infrastructure, rebuilding schools, set up healthcare. We have to help them after the fact. And then the movie lays out the fact that no, no, we don't. We've achieved our objective goals on the ground, and what you're proposing is a lot of money, time, and effort, and for what?
Tell them to
So,
roll a pile of rubble. It's that easy, right?
so the idea being that the planners and everything
Hmm.
of the initial segments of all this recognized what had to be done if we were to win hearts and minds.
Hmm.
It is just the bureaucracy that is our government and military. We're not willing to finish what we started, and now we are where we are with the
Hmm.
Middle East.
Queuing back to the Alliance, I don't think they plan to do any of that either. Not even a bit. Continuing with the comment, though. My favorite thing about this part of Legend of the Galactic Heroes is the stark difference between Yang and Reinhard's positions. Yang is influential, but has a significant number of people above him who disagree with him and his allies, while talented are limited in reach. Reinhard controls half the Empire's military. He's equally talented allies and with their fleets, and has no one to directly challenge his decisions. 1-1, it may be a close fight on which is the more skilled admiral, but Yang's potential is capped by his surroundings, while Reinhardt's is free to constantly build himself up stronger and stronger. It makes a great difference.
Yep, I got the right side.
Yeah, there you go. Immediately applaud yourself. That's good.
Yeah, why not?
So, but that's not the way it normally works in that type of hierarchy, because the people who have the positions of power are not going to give it to you no matter how talented they are, because it's theirs and they're taking rent off of it.
Sure, Griff. Tell us historically how it works out on a galactic empire. You know, when that real world, give us a real world example of the galactic empire scenario and how it
How
works.
many empires have there been that said we rule the whole world now, and they owned like 3 islands or something?
Well, again, Griff, that's not even the right difference, considering that this was a galaxy-spanning galactic empire
Hmm.
before, right? This isn't a case of we rule the world, said guy in Ohio. This is,
Hmm.
this is, there's no historical example. This is Genghis Khan saying, I rule the vast majority of the world, and
Hmm.
then did so.
Right, but instead, of course, we're seeing like more of the corruption, like over on Yang's side, where everyone's trying to hold on to power and specifically manipulating things for their own power, which is what I was initially expecting would be happening over the Empire. The Empire itself, like, we had that weird moment with the Emperor in the garden where just like, yes, I am totally gardening here as a metaphor for gardening Reinhardt into becoming the next emperor kind of deal. It's just like, this is so weird.
Is that what you made? It's not what I thought.
Well,
If you were
the
gonna take
metaphor has suddenly hit me, I
if you
think.
were gonna take the gardening metaphor, it's not growing Reinhardt into a thing. It's clipping out the parts of your government that you don't want anymore. You don't.
Hmm.
I don't know. That's the
Wait.
you trim when you're gardening. You
Hmm.
you level
Wait.
plants. You make sure they don't grow out too far. You don't when you're gardening. You're not. I don't know. You
We are
do you
demonstrating we do not garden whatsoever, I think.
Well, I deal with the after effects. I mean, my gardening is mowing the lawn, hedge trimming, all that kind of shit.
Hmm.
Weeding in the extreme because I don't want to weed
Yeah.
ever. But that's what I'm saying. My form of gardening that I'm used to is literally the elimination of shit from the yard that I no longer want.
Yeah, the Empire is cleaning house right now, and Reinhardt is in the prime position to be the most competent position to fill all the holes that will be made because of that.
I guess my example is more like a bonsai tree, if you wanted to go with that one.
Mhm.
That you don't really spend all that much time working on making it grow. What you do is you make it
Mhm.
into the form that you want most appealing to you.
I guess it's also like the direction of both of these two characters, where Reinhardt wants to be the one in charge. He's aiming for the top. He wants it. He's put plans and motions to be there. Yang doesn't want to be there. He's tried to quit and they keep pulling him back in. He wants to just go home and teach history because that's what he loves. He doesn't want to be here. So, of course, he's not escalating in power and going to supersede the corrupt government until someone throws him at it. And he just like, well, I guess I'm here now.
Well, no, I think the real difference is that Reinhardt wants to and
Hmm.
Yang needs to.
Yeah.
That's the
I think
whole
that's a good way to
that's
put
the
it. If
point of the whole
Yang doesn't step
conversation with
up,
the Admiral shithole at the
yeah.
end.
Uh, oh, this is actually a perfect opportunity for Jessica to end up being president and the two of them work together with him as like the top level general or whatever.
I don't think there is
Admiral.
there isn't a president.
They make a president. I know, I made that same mistake last. So going quickly over what did happen last time was the interlude. In Fed in Fezzen, Adrian Rubinsky warns Imperial High Commissar Joachim von Reimskald about the
Commissioner.
Alliance's planned
The
invasion.
commissar is a completely different rank. Commissioner.
Prompting a hasty relay of the information to the Imperial Captain Odin.
Capital.
Simultaneously, the Alliance,
You said captain.
so- damn it.
You want me to read it,
Simultaneously,
Griff?
the Alliance organizes a massive expedition, assembling 8 fleets totaling over 30 million men and 200,000 spaceships, representing 60% of their military strength. Despite strategic concerns from the Alliance fleet commanders, Commodore Andrew Falk remains confident in the righteousness of the war. Meanwhile, in the Empire, Reinhard von Longenheim plans to lure the Alliance deep into the Imperial territory before launching a counter-invasion to repel the invasion. Counteroffensive.
Look, I'm not trying to nitpick everything. It's just the words that matter.
It's so easy when it comes to me. I know.
Well, no. I mean, like you said, commissar, commissioner was his rank. A commissar is a rank. I guess that doesn't exist here because it's not of the right structure.
Right,
Also,
it would be different, yeah.
also you said imperial captain Odin, which would be a person. So I just had to
Yeah,
clarify that
yeah.
too.
Again, I'm not perfect, but the big thing from last time was us seeing the Alliance's plan. It looks terrible. They're going to overextend, and they're probably just going to be in a complete terrible position. And the Empire looks at it and goes, wow, they're really going to go ahead and do this. Let's just let them take this terrible position and then attack. And it makes perfect sense. I see no flaw in this plan for the Empire side, and I can only ask, what is Yang going to do to make this better? That's what we're here to find out then. But before we get to any of that, we got the board. So, Theta, this is the board. Did we actually encounter anyone new last time?
When don't we encounter new people, Griff?
Well, I do think we got what did we get? A whole bunch of Imperial captains, wasn't it? We
I
got the entire board of the Alliance. Oh, they're all over here. This is now the widest bar. Everyone is just at this level.
well, I've got this line here that connects everybody in this new fleet. Um, and obviously some of these people didn't get like the things below their names, even though they were given very specific positions. So I had to like cut them
Yeah,
specifically
Theta,
from.
I appreciate your work, but this is obviously the same picture, just with different cuts in real life.
Well, yeah, that's what literally I
I
just
do
said.
appreciate.
Well, I mean, because they're not like. Oh, I just noticed something.
They're on
They're
screen for half a second.
sorry,
7th,
formatting.
8th, 9th, 10th, and 12th, and 13th.
Yeah, somebody didn't get. I'm
Oh,
assuming
you
like the
actually have them
people that are left
ordered, yeah.
behind. Yeah, I reordered them. Yang is down over here as 13th Fleet.
Mhm.
We didn't get shown the first fleet, and we know Yang's fleet is comprised of the second fleet, fourth fleet, and sixth fleet remains. So that's why they're still in the order, but they're representing that.
Mhm.
But yeah, no, we didn't see a first fleet. This guy is in the invasion thing or the counteroffensive, but he's not in charge of a fleet. But he's a vice admiral.
Right, he's there. He's in command
Whoever
structure.
controls the 11th fleet did not get mentioned. Ah, shit, I'm just
Yeah,
noticing
we got a
everything.
couple of holes here, and they're not going to get filled anytime soon, I think.
Well, we don't know that.
Well, not in the next two episodes, I don't think.
Who
They're
knows?
all at home.
Who knows? They could show up as backup, right?
Yeah,
We need to
we're actually
bolster,
putting 100% of our chips on the table. We're going all in on this terrible plan.
or I mean that, or we could see them in the middle space,
Hmm.
Isorhorn.
Yeah.
That I mean, because if you don't expect any attacks from your inside, you might put everything there on the border.
Hmm. So yeah, we got our fleet that's heading out, and honestly, I'm looking at like the 7th, 8th, 9th, and 10th Vice Admiral here and just going, they're all going to explode. They are
Why?
not going to be around for long. That is my vibe on that one. What do you think?
I don't know why you say that.
Because they're gonna take terrible losses, is my first impression.
They got named.
But we do have the one who was pushing it through the whole time, Andrew Falk. I feel like he narratively deserves comeuppance, right? Like he needs to be on the front line of this and then explode like for the hubris of his ways. I'm not sure we're gonna get that. I'm not sure he's even on board here, but he's been the one pushing it the whole
What
time.
do you mean on board?
Like I don't know if he's gonna be on board a ship actually physically present there.
Yeah, he's in the line. That's what these
Is
lines exist
he?
for.
Yep, okay. He was in the room. I just don't know what role he's gonna serve because he's lower than everyone else here.
No,
And I don't think Yang is the type to say, send the person I dislike most to the front.
Commodore Fisher is literally in the 13th Fleet, which is part of this action. Commodore Murai,
Hmm.
Murai is also in the 13th Fleet and part of this action.
Yeah. Still, just about everyone we've met so far in the Alliance is going on this. And new people. Oh man, that bar just goes everywhere.
What bar?
So, the bar that connects them all to the fleet action.
Oh, yeah. Well, it's because everyone's associated, basically.
All right. So, Theta, I'm ready to see them get in action, but before we get there, you have some thoughts on your mind. So, Theta, what are your thoughts?
I'm going to actually start with my last thought that I wrote down, only to explain something that I found to be confusing.
Okay.
Something else I noticed only on my second viewing of the episode. When the division of fleets and who would command them was being said, Yang was said to be a vice admiral, which is why I moved him up on the concept board with all the other vice admirals commanding a fleet. as that made sense. Then Falk and Dwight Greenhill both refer to him as a Rear Admiral, and I don't know if there was a mistake in the episode or if they are trying to insult him. In Falk's case, I would understand the slight against Yang, but Greenhill is an ally, so it doesn't make sense.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I guess he is still being added to it because he's the hero. He is given equivalent weight despite being lower ranked, I suppose.
No, when they are listing everybody who is
Yeah.
commanding a fleet, they call him Vice Admiral. And then after that, when other people refer to him, they still call him Rear Admiral.
Yeah, either it's a mistake or it's just everyone's perception. Those are the only two options here, I
Again, one of
think.
the people who says it is Falk, who's insulting him to his face.
Yeah.
The other person is Dwight Greenhill, you know, his subordinate's dad, who he went to dinner with and is an ally of his.
Right, right. So, what else you got? Sorry, I said my piece.
I know. I just always hope for there's going to be a further resolution. Like, what if I say this a second time in a different way? No, okay. Feels like Reinhardt's plan is reminiscent of of Russia's multiple scorched earth retreats throughout history. All we need him to do now is mention that they're burning agricultural worlds in their path to ensure the Alliance fleet can't resupply any foodstuffs along the way to solidify it. Hell, maybe that's why the Dominion mentioned a couple of episodes back about investing so much in imperial agriculture that he isn't going to anticipate Reinhardt doing a scorched earth and is going to get pissed at losing so many assets. Either that, or he
Ooh.
did anticipate it and bought out the agricultural concerns not in the path of the invasion, plotting to have an economic stranglehold over the Empire's foodstuffs post scorched earth.
That's a good theory right there. I feel like that's like good narrative right there. Reinhardt pulls off this plan. And then of course our third factor loses all their money and becomes pushed to action. And then the next season in, we get them moving in and becoming a threat because they hate what he did. That would make perfect sense as a story to me. So I like it. I really like
Well,
it.
I think it's actually closer to the opposite. Well, the second part that
Yeah.
he might have anticipated that and bought out the agricultural concerns, not
Mhm.
in that realm because it seemed like he said they bought like 80%. So if
Yeah.
they specifically didn't buy the things they expected to be destroyed,
Oh gosh, yeah, yeah. I see exactly what you're saying there. So he ends up with being the one with a monopoly at the end just because he didn't buy everything immediately.
all right, it seems like Klaus is really the only step between Reinhardt and the Emperor that has any care about ruling the Empire. He's brought up Reinhardt's ambition up to the Kaiser and was basically told that no empire lasts forever. Now we have him worried about the possibility of rebellion among the commoners and not letting his best commander lead the counterattack for fear that it might inspire them to go for its might inspire him to go for it ambitions anyway. Blah. Sorry. Just a funny position to be in.
Yeah, no, I agree. Klaus is definitely shaping up to be an interesting character who's not even openly antagonistic, but is just there reading the room. Like he's a perspective character almost in that regard. It's weird.
For as poor as the Alliance's invasion plan is, it is worth noting that their overall hope is to embolden the Imperial citizens to rise up, which is exactly what Klaus is worried will happen.
Right. So at least everyone is on the same page about this, but I guess the question is that so? Because that's where we started our discussion today. Like, are the Imperial citizens going to care? Or are they going to like being liberated? My instinct says no, and Klaus has nothing to worry about. But of course, everyone's thinking it.
Well, Klaus is the one that would know.
Right, right. I think that's important to keep in mind.
There's the separation of meta and character knowledge. In this aspect, we have the meta knowledge of what we've seen as watchers of the show,
Hmm.
but Klaus lives in the world, so he has more information than our godlike perspective can even give us.
Yeah, if the guy running things can't figure out how this is going to go, we have no chance.
If 60% of the Alliance is about to clash with 50% of the Empire, I expect to be putting red X's on a lot of the board.
Oh yeah. If it somehow ends up being like the bloodless attack and the bloodless retreat, I'll laugh. I really will. Absolutely nobody dies. Everyone is just happy to let just forget it all happened.
Well, we have what was it? Admiral Sithole says he wants to
Hmm.
lose only by a little bit. You know,
Yeah.
bloody our own noses so that they'll be less likely to want to try and do this again. We
Hmm.
have I keep forgetting his name, Rubinsky over here who says he wants Reinhardt to lose, but only by a little bit, or to win by only a little bit. I can't remember. It's one of those slight extremes. And then we
Yeah.
have Reinhardt over here just saying, I just want to win overall. I want to win.
He's the odd one out there. Everyone else is on the same page, and Reinhardt's like, no.
Well, it accounts to
He's pushing the action. He's
it
good.
accounts to the fact that you might consider that Reinhardt might be the just the Empire's version of Gang, but
Hmm.
Gang is like, I don't want to fight anymore. I just want to live a life that my grandchildren might not have to fight anymore too. And
Hmm.
then we go to Reinhardt, and he's like, look, we have to do this so that we can start the counter invasion. And so it's like Reinhardt's not on board with the let's have a status quo so that my grandchildren can live in peace. He's like,
Hmm.
we have to win the war overall. Then everyone forever will live in peace.
Yeah. Oh gosh, it's gonna be exciting seeing him clash against literally every other character here. Let's go.
Well, so you pointed out before, the middle of the board is the widest, and that's everybody who's controlling fleets. So,
Yeah, and again, in no way all of them are getting out alive, right?
well, I mean, there's a possibility. It's like,
It would be the weirdest possible. We got to build up to it. That's why we got 2 episodes here. If it's gonna happen, we're gonna start seeing it now.
I mean, the problem here is that I think I mentioned in the show recording just earlier today that Gurren Lagann may possibly be my favorite anime of all time, and it
Yeah.
is right up there with stupid Bruce Wayne. If there's even a 1% chance, we have to take it as an absolute certainty. Same way as Simone says, if it's greater than zero, then I'm considering it 100%.
Oh gosh, I feel like whipping out like a Hitchhiker's Guide with infinite improbability. It's just like anything could technically happen, so it's never a non-zero
You
chance.
mean the second version of the guide,
Yeah, yeah.
the one
Well,
that
I'm
turns
talking
into a
about like
bird?
the drive on the Heart of Gold.
Uh, the second version of the Hitchhiker's Guide actually messes with infinite improbability, so
Hmm.
it basically creates any reality that you want. Or it would if there was only the fact that they could only produce one of them. That was the brilliance of the people who bought the guide company, is that
Hmm.
we don't need to make millions of different guides. We can just make one guide and sell it an infinite number of times.
Oh, it's so goofy. I love it. Hitchhiker Guide to the Galaxy anime. Let's go.
I loved the old BBC show actually.
Oh yeah, that's right. They do have a show.
Well, it
Oh, I
dead
gotta go
end.
catch that
Well,
later.
see, I've loved both versions of the audiobook, one read by Douglas Adams himself and one read by Stephen Fry. I almost forgot for a second. Then I
Hmm.
like the BBC show, which dead ends at the end of the first book. There's the first book where he goes back to primitive Earth on the
Yeah, I think he gets stranded on primitive Earth.
with the ship full of middlemen, but the captain doesn't get out of the bath.
Yes, all the people who watch the phones and they become early
No,
humans and ruin the entire thing.
The first book ends at Milliways, so it must be goes to the end of the second book or somewhere in the second book.
It might be the start of the second book gets us there.
Anyway, that's where the TV show ends,
Yeah.
and I am meh on the movie.
The the part of the movie I like the most is So Long and Thanks for All the Fish, the musical.
I don't remember that in the movie.
It's the entire intro.
Oh, right.
It's just the intro.
I didn't know that was the name of the song that is the intro. And I really haven't listened to the radio broadcast, which, as I
Mhm.
understand it, goes past the book's ending
Oh, huh.
to like explain what happens to it. And forgive me, I can't remember Arthur Dent's girlfriend's name. What?
Trinity.
No, that's not his girlfriend. That's Zafoy's girlfriend.
Uh,
Uh, the one
the
he encounters
future book.
back on Earth, the one he teaches to fly.
Yeah, no, I thought that was.
He
No,
teaches
yeah,
her to
you're right. He
fly,
is
and
a
then he
different
eventually
character.
goes hitchhiking with her, and she vanishes at one of the transport points because
Hmm.
apparently it's a risk at going to double Z transport points or something. And she
Hmm.
appears at Milliways in the radio play after the end of the book series because the radio play goes
Yeah.
beyond the books.
Hmm.
I'm also kind of meh on the posthumously written Hitchhiker's Guide book that also has Thor coming back again from the party planet, whatever the fuck that was called.
Right, right.
I know a
But I
lot
guess
about hitchhikers. Is all I'm getting at.
before we get too far into Hitchhiker's Guide, are you ready to watch some Legends of Galactic Heroes?
I kind of want to start watching the TV show now.
Well, if you want to see us watch the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy BBC TV show, go ahead and go to our Patreon, where you can see more stuff like this, unfiltered, uncensored, and uncut. For only $5 a month, you can help out the channel just a little bit extra. And don't forget to hit that like, comment, and subscribe button to feed that algorithm.
I felt like there was more to that. Anyway, go down below, click the link, join the Discord. I don't know. Say 30 people. 30 people say, hey, we want to watch you react to that show. We'll put it on the next poll.
Here comes the fleet.
At Gessier Bogdo.
He's looking really into this.
He's already on the board.
Yeah, but he's so excited about all this. He's ready to go. He's pumped, you know? That guy with the blonde beard is just like so happy about this, though.
I thought you meant him, who I thought might have been Falk. Or Falk, rather.
No, that's like a drop marine there.
No. A drop marine wouldn't be wearing just a hat and his basic uniform. A drop marine would be wearing armor and holding a gun.
I do love the utter clash between like citizens who look like maybe they're like 1600s-ish dress apparel, just living a normal life. And then of course they see all the shooting stars, and then like people from space are gonna drop down and just be like, we're freeing you. It's like, from what?
Well, I mean, that's why we started the show. Remember the very
Yeah,
first thing
yeah.
was man on cart, and I made the joke about, haha, we weren't watching a space show at all. And that's
Yeah.
when the spaceship comes flying by. I believe
The
that the idea is that all the planets in the Empire are basically themed. Like we got Castor with his,
Mhm.
well, supposed to be Roman apparently, as the commenter told us. But they did. I can't remember what the theme was after that.
Yeah, yeah.
Clearly wasn't Roman, but I can't recall off the top of my head. Maybe French monarchy? I don't know.
There if we were more knowledgeable about that sort of thing, I think we could probably pinpoint some inspirations
Well, off
more.
the top of my head, all I can remember is what he was wearing and what his attendants were wearing. And
Yeah,
based
yeah.
on fashion alone, I've got no idea.
I guess I guess basing it off of like pre-revolutionary French aristocracy would be a thing, but that's a completely
I
different
think the
vibe right
idea is that they
there.
have enough people that they don't need the technology around them to get what they need. These
Mhm.
people can plow the fields by hand to get us the food.
No one of political importance remains.
So are you gonna pay us for working the mine?
They're just not putting up a fight. Okay, fair enough. No, everyone left and nobody cared.
あらゆる政治上の権利が君たちに与えられ、自由な市民としての新たな生活が始まるのです。
その政治的権利とやらよりも先にパンとミルクを分けてくれんかね。
もちろんだとも。急いで用意する。
食料がないんだ。赤ん坊のミルクもない。
Oh, it starts.
It's not quite the same as Scorched Earth, but it is basically the equivalent. We know that they're fucking up their supply routes, and now they're gonna give them all of their food and drink.
Oh, here comes the devil's choice for Yang.
Not
He
really.
doesn't even think twice about it.
Yeah, say it's not a devil's choice for Gang. I'm assuming he's already got a plan to deal with everything he addressed at the meeting.
その報告書をもう一度読んでくれるか。
I love it just written in Sharpie.
恒久的に飢餓状態から救うには、住民5000万人の180日分の食料。
How's that all?
タンパクプラント40、水耕プラント60。
That's a lot for one planet. Oh my word, yeah.
And they can't
This is
even
gonna
pay.
work for 500.
Remember, they can't pay for their own infrastructure here in the Alliance anymore.
Yeah, how are they gonna do an entire state building project when they can't manage their traffic lights?
イゼルローンの倉庫を全部空にしても足りるわけがない。瞬く間に自利品さ。失礼いたします。
ああ、君か。何か話があるそうだが、簡潔に頼むぞ。
では、手短に申し上げます。
We're fucked.
閣下、我が軍は重大な危機に直面しております。
何かね、やぶからぼうに。
前線からの要求はご存知でいらっしゃいますね。
もちろん聞いている。過大な要求の嫌いもあるが、占領政策上今はやむを得んだろう。
イゼルローンにそれだけの食料はありません。
本国に要求を伝えればよかろう。官僚たちがうるさかろうが。
Surely the people back home would be fine starving for the sake of the liberation, right?
I'm sure the Empire planet will definitely appreciate all the delay.
敵の作戦は我が軍に補給上の過大な負担をかけることにあります。だとすれば間違いなく補給部隊を攻撃し、我が軍の
I'm sorry, I outrank you? Also, I'm not talking to you. You son of a bitch. I fucking hate Falco so much.
Chain of command, man. Come on.
He's constantly butting in above his rank.
ご心配には及ばないでしょう。少々。
I'm sorry, do you want to do requisitions from now on?
Here, you get to do the paperwork, Falk. I hope you enjoy. I guess this also answers he's not anywhere in the danger zone.
How is this? Oh, they're on Iserhorn right now.
Yeah.
How is this cowardice? It's literal bookkeeping. God, I want your side to lose so badly right now. Your side is filled
My
with
side
more.
wants to lose.
See,
We're on the same
Transportation
page.
Minister. I can't remember the guy. And job.
投票結果を発表します。賛成4、反対5、棄権2。
Just saying, your side is filled with so much more annoying people than my side is.
否決となります。
結果として帝国への侵攻継続が決議された。最高評議会の決を受け、ハイネセンよりイゼルローンへ
God, this
の
massive ship we've never seen before.
だが、時すでに遅く。
I guess like these are definitely freighter designs. I feel it.
先ならぬ状況になりつつあった。
Well, every ship we've seen so far has been the same size. So
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
crazy.
Rob from the starving people. It's time.
第一、ないものをどうやって略奪する？
補給計画の失敗は敗退への第一歩だ。司令部は大元総合
I believe our orders are to rob from the rich and give to the poor.
皆さんお怒りのようですね。
当然です。我が艦隊の食料もあとわずか。だが今民を飢えさせるわけにはいきません。
Gosh, I love that space background they have right there in that window. That's so beautiful.
市民は迷わず皇帝万歳を叫ぶんでしょうな。
なぜ我々が飢えてまでそんな連中を食わせねばならないのだ。
アトリチェフ。
Not cool, man.
我
Not
々
cool.
がルドルフにならないためにさ。注意。至急ウランフ中将を呼び出してくれ。
はい、直ちに。
おお、ヤン・ウェンリー。珍しいな。
ウランフ中将。
So what do you think Yang's plan's gonna be?
元気なものか。機関と同じ悩みを抱えているんだ。
Veer completely off plan to do something different.
食料の備蓄状況はいかがですか？
あと1週間分を余すのみだ。それまでに補給がなかったら占領地から挑発。いや、言葉を飾っても仕方ないな。占領地から略奪するしかない。解放軍が聞いてあげる。
What, the people who literally don't have food already? What are you gonna take from them?
私に考えがあるのですが。
Make food come out of nowhere, do it.
一度も放火を交えぬうちにか。
If you believe that the Empire is going to rush in with supplies to make themselves look good,
Oh, that'd be hilarious.
yeah, so retreat and then come back the moment they arrive.
補給線も短くて済む。ここは敵の懐の内です。
だが下手に交代すれば、かえって敵の攻勢を誘うことになりませんか。
Yes, I just mentioned the short supply lines. Did you not hear me?
準備は十分に整える。それは大前提です。
Alright, his goal is to actually start the engagement, I see.
その前に整然と交代するしかありません。
続けてくれ。
敵は我が軍が交代するのを見て全面的階層と解釈するならばそれも結構。追ってくるならば反撃の方法はいくらでもあります。時期が早すぎる。これは罠だと考えてくれればそれもよし。無傷で引くことができるかもしれません。
Yeah, if they just don't attack, it's a perfect plan, right?
日が経てばそれも低くなる一方でしょう。今我々に取り得る最良の手段はできるだけ速やかに撤退することです。
わかった。機関の意見が正しかろう。撤退の準備をさせることにする。
よかった。
だが他の艦隊や総司令部にはどう話をつける？
ビューコック提督にお願いしようと思います。あの方から各方面に話していただければ、私が言うよりは効果的だと思います。
I would almost say, don't. Just show back up at Iserhorn.
Just when they pop back with no, go attack.
Well, see, of course that's what they'd say. They call you a coward too, and then Falk would say some annoying ass shit.
褒めても何も出ないよ。
急報。第8艦隊の占領地で暴動発生。極めて大規模なものです。
Oh, so the uprisings did happen.
Yeah, but not in the way you'd expect. It's a revolt. In total, not just against the Empire.
The peasants have laser guns now.
This dude is lucky as hell.
Oh, for sure.
Do you see the 2 shots that went right around his neck?
Yeah.
I don't have any food on me.
Hey, didn't Iron Blooded Orphan start off with that scene?
No. Literally, if I was in that dude's place, I'd take off all my jacket shit and my pants and just roll around in the mud. Look like one of those people and don't look like an experienced food.
I love this. The Empire's failings are now the Alliance's failings. It's all their fault. I love it.
ローエングラム博。ビュコック提督につないでくれ。
ヤンからの提案を受け入れたビュコックはイゼルローンに撤退を愚申。その上で総司令官ロボスとの通信会談を求めた。
総司令官はまだか。
ビュコック提督。
Get the fuck out.
I didn't ask for you.
言った覚えはないぞ。呼ばれもせんのに出しゃばるな。
Exactly.
性格会の上申の類はすべて私を通していただきます。
機関に話す必要はない。
では、お取り次ぎするわけにはいきません。
Well, then I'll blame you for not relaying the message.
方であれ、規則は遵守していただきます。通信を切ってよろしいですか？
I hate this guy.
前線の各艦隊司令官は撤退を望んでいる。その件について総司令官のご了解をいただきたいのだ。
撤退ですと、ヤン提督はともかく、勇敢を持ってなるビコック提督までが戦わずして撤退をして。
Relay the goddamn message. I didn't ask to talk to you.
Even the people in Geeterers are upset with them already. I love it.
今少し責任を自覚したらどうか。
召喚なら撤退などしません。帝国軍を一撃にほふり去る好機というのに。
Somebody give me a goddamn shuttle. I'm gonna kick this lily white kid's ass.
そうか。では変わってやる。私はイゼルローンに帰還する。機関が代わりに前線に来るがよい。
できもしないことをおっしゃらないでください。
不可能事を言い立てるのは機関の方だ。それも安全な場所。
Yeah, how about this? I've earned my position before. I could do it again. How about you come out here and get your ass killed?
Oh, I positively love this exchange.
機関は自己の才能を示すのに弁舌でなく実績を持ってすべきだろう。他人に命令することが自分にできるかどうか機関自らやってみたらどうだ。
That's a bit
He's
over the
already
top.
destroyed.
It's fucking over the top, I think.
He died.
I think he's faking it to make Bokak look bad.
He has to.
これは総参謀長殿。
お見苦しいところをお目にかけ恐縮です。
Dying of a heart attack on screen, I know.
それが軍医の説明によると挫折感が異常な興奮を引き起こし発作が起きたのだそうです。
I can feel that, but I feel that because of him, not because.
この先何度でも同様の発作を繰り返すだろうと。
Oh, so he can't go to the front lines.
どうすればよいのかな。
逆らわず挫折感も与えず
Appease him so he doesn't die.
How about fuck you?
本気で言ってるのかね。
彼の今後の処遇に関してはおのずと決まることでしょう。
当然だ。彼は退くべきだ。
Exactly.
幼児と同程度のメンタリティしか持たんやつが3000万将兵の軍師だなどと知ったら帝国軍の連中が踊り出すだろうて。で、撤退の件はいかがですかな。前線の兵士は心理的にも肉体的にも戦える状態にないのです。
しばしお待ちください。総司令官閣下のご裁可が必要です。即答できかねることをご承知いただきたい。
Get his ass on the line.
ことは気を要している。綺麗を承知で申し上げる
We're just right here with Bukak, honestly.
取り計らっていただけませんかな。
He's our man today.
Wake him the fuck up.
今何とおっしゃった。
総司令官は今お休みになられております。敵襲以外は
What the fuck are you people doing down there?
提督の要望は気象後お伝えしますのでどうかそれまでお待ち
Cool,
を。
we'll meet you at Iserhorn then. You can explain to our
Wow.
faces what's going on.
It's all a lie. It's all a lie. Absolute lie.
義務を遂行するまでです。お手数おかけしました。総司令官がお目覚めの時は良い夢をご覧になられたが、ビコックが気にしていたとお伝え願いましょう。それでは、
提督。
I think it's time to start a fucking rebellion against the Alliance.
They absolutely are.
の生命線だ。お前に与えた兵力のすべてを上げ、これを叩け。細部の運用はお前の裁量に任せる。かしこまりました。それでは。
Thank God, people I'm not going to get mad at.
People who are acting rationally, right?
この作戦に納得していないようだな。
And not in universe trying to make each other hate each
その
other.
ようなことはお前の考えていることなどお見通しだ。確実に勝利を得るための作戦と心得ております。ただ民にしわ寄せが行く戦法はこのまんか。勝つためだ。キルヒアイス。
For the greater good.
At least you can get me on the phone.
分かっております。
And his personal ship, because it's red and it goes faster.
So cool. It really still is.
I just appreciate that this is the first episode I can think of where we haven't gotten any new people.
かねてからの作戦にのっとり、藩とどもを速やかに掃討することを望みます。私からは以上です。
我が軍は非占領地の奪還と同時に民に食料を供与する。反乱軍の侵攻に対抗するためとはいえ、民に困窮を強いたことは私の本意ではなかった。こたびの戦いに勝ち、我らこそ死すべる力秀でたることを事実によって知らしめるのだ。
Ah, it's just such an easy win for him. It really is.
生かして返すな。ミッターマイヤー、はっ。ロイエンタール、はっ。ビッテンフェルト、はっ。ケンプ、はっ。メックリンガー、はっ。ワーレン、はっ。ルッツ、はっ。ケーラの部訓に期待する。
Oh, this is some good hype.
I'm on the winning side, Griff. Unless this is all poisoned, I'm on the winning side.
Oh gosh, if it was, that would be the weirdest upset in this story. Good transition, though.
Get the flagship out there.
Just love me a good launch sequence.
I mean, just compare what we've seen from the two sides right now.
Yeah.
On the Empire side, they have a direct path of communication, and I fucking want to tell you what to do. On your side, you just want to nap.
Like, it was specifically a lie, right? Yeah. It's all to force them into the fight.
I don't think it was a lie. I literally, the dude was like preening himself in a mirror before the previous scene. I think he literally is in a nap.
It will be even more hilariously incompetent of them, right?
I think that's what's on display.
Oh, these are just really cool shots. I want these ships. Give them to me. Come on. I deserve at least one spaceship.
I'm pretty sure you can find a 3D print model of them.
That's it. I'm gonna go do that after this.
Yeah, it's the Emperor's place. I recall it from the opening.
You know, that's a little low flying for a propeller plane. For a spaceship? That's a little
I love
too
how all these
painful.
ships also have the greatest of seats. And I can't remember one seat in the fucking ships of the Alliance.
Look, you don't need chairs on your spaceship. Either you're fine or you're dead, alright?
Like even the music and the imagery frames us as the good guys.
Yeah, this is the most heroic swelling of music possible for him to set out to. Full main character status.
So this was what, the Verge of Death Part 1? Was that what it's called?
Yeah, part 1.
And the next one's Verge of Death Part 2, right?
Yep.
Which means we're not yet at death. We're still on the verge of it, Part 2.
We're not even going to end off the season with a fight. We're just going to end up with everyone starving to death.
Well, in the Alliance side of things, sure.
Gosh, but no, this was for the Alliance side, it was some good drama of just like watching the internal political bickering and honestly Falk ending up with a seizure and collapsing to the floor is the comeuppance I was actually kind of almost hoping for.
Well, I don't know if it's, you know, the same way that you're saying the sleep thing was fake. I'm saying Falk's thing was fake.
Mm-hmm.
That he's trying to create an excuse why he can't go to the front lines. That's all.
Yeah, but oh my god, he is such a bastard. He was just kind of menacing before. He was a person before. Now he's literally been flanderized in one episode to be just outright villainous.
Well, I don't know.
He has no other qualities.
I don't know if he was menacing before. He was just annoying. I mean, he was. Shithole said that he was like your counter, your enemy here on the front lines, but which is kind of all talk, even last episode.
Yeah.
銀河英雄伝説 Die neue These 第12話視線後編
I guess
but it was
after that is death. Well, after that is a new season of the show, actually. So
episode 1, death. Everybody dies.
Technically,
episode 2, there are new characters.
Technically, we're in the penultimate episode of the season. So next episode is the final episode of the season.
Yeah. All right. So we got all of our internal politicking out of the way on both sides. Everybody is in the air. They know a fight's coming, and they have less than a week for it to happen before it just ends up being a complete loss for Yang. So it's got to be a fight then. I'm hoping.
Yep, you're hoping that everyone dies, apparently.
Everybody dies. Yeah, no, it's my favorite ending. Ah, gosh. Theta, what are your thoughts right now? What do you got?
I don't actually know. I think I expressed most of my thoughts got wiped away with anger at Falk.
Mm-hmm.
So
we were completely in tune with the Admiral there. We were in the scene behind him just going, no, just do it. I think, honestly, I would say that is outright the best entire part of the episode. One single phone call where someone dies on screen.
It is certainly the majority of what I remember. I remember that we had all this shit about, landing and the people throwing an uprising because they were hungry. But all I really remember is a phone call with Falk.
Yeah. It is also, like you said, Reinhard currently has all the heroicism on his side right now. He's got the swelling music. He's got like these beautiful like parade displays of the ships and everything. He's the hero at the moment. He's about to go and do the heroic thing, give all those planets the food and become like their savior, right? I feel like the Alliance is being dug too far down the hole of everybody is terrible over there. There needs to be like a turnabout so that they're like back on an even playing field of like nobody's the bad guy here. You
Well, I
know?
don't think it's a matter of that. I think it's a reproduction of the Astartes battle,
Yeah, yeah.
where everybody
All the
around.
things that led to that in the first place, their corruption, leads to it again, right?
No. Well, no, because we started the show in the Astartes battle. There's no lead up
Yeah.
to that. We don't get to see that. I'm talking about the fact that everyone around Yang is not, if not incompetent, then too stuck in old style tactics to change course.
Mm-hmm.
So if Yang is going to win this, he's going to have to do something almost on his own again, or he's going to have to take control like he did at Astartes, whereas he's not in control now.
Yeah, quote, he's got to pull out another miracle or something, right? Which we got the build-up for it. He's thinking about it. He sees the writing on the wall. He knows he's got to do something. He's got to have a plan here. And he has at least gotten all the other admirals on his side and illustrated at least a way forward, I assume. There's something on the floor. We got to see, what does he decide to do with it? What is his plan? Haven't hinted to it at all, so it's just kind of up to us to guess, I guess. You want to take a wild swing at it?
What, you want me to guess what Yang's plan might be?
Yeah, sure, wild swing. What's he gonna do?
I think it's already in action. I think they're trying to cut them off at the point of invasion. Not that all the fleets are there, so Yang's call for retreat is going to mean that all the ships are going to find themselves in contact with the Empire's ships that went back to cut them off.
Ah, yeah. So he has to have anticipated this at least a little bit. So do you think once he comes up to that opposition, maybe he'll just turn around again and just say, all right, yeah, now we're going to go straight forward?
No, that wouldn't make any sense.
Something crazy, something dangerous.
That wouldn't make any sense because they don't have the resources. They're falling back due to lack of resources. They're not going to turn around and re-attack planets.
The show is very put down. There's one thing he can do, retreat, and they haven't given us anything else to work with. Unless he decides to land on a planet and hold it hostage or something.
I mean, that's why this is a multi-parter. Also, that wouldn't make any sense either. They already control those planets. They have no resources. They're standing up against them for resources.
Yep. So then, I think Theta, with that, let's go ahead and see what happens next time. This has been Stoneface Reactions, everybody. I'm Griffin. That's Theta. We'll catch you next time. See you around. Hey everybody, thanks for watching another Stoneface Reactions. If you have an idea of another video we could go ahead and watch, go ahead and put it in the comments down below and we'll add it to the wheel. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe and let us know what you thought about this video and what parts you liked. And until then, we'll see you next time. Is this too goofy?